Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Monday. Welcome to Keto on the Couch with Rachel and Joe.
Episode 52. Of course, we're not on the couch, but it's just easier to do live streaming from here.
We've got our cat right here. So, can you guys hear us before we talk too long? And
everybody give us a thumbs up. Let us know that you can hear us. We are so excited. Let's see.
Just gonna wait for a second. Make sure we see a thumbs up.
I've kind of got my little thing over here too.
Do you see it? Is it scrolling?
I'm looking for thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Good morning, Janice. Good morning, Shelly. Good morning, Becky, a keto mom. Let's see. Buenos dias from D-Daz. Good morning, Liz and Joe.
Yes,
okay,
they can hear us.
I hear a yes.
Good morning. Finally made it live. I'm going to let you talk for 1 second. I just realized the kids unplugged our Ethernet.
Oh, okay. Well, that could be a problem. So, first of all, we've got the pink and purple background, and I've got the Watch Autumn Keto shirt on because it's wedding day for Autumn and for Richard. I am so stinking excited for them. I have been singing Going to the Chapel all morning long. All of the morning. So excited for her.
So let's start off. So it's episode 52 of Keto on the Couch, even though we're on Keto on the Bench. And today is being sponsored by Perfect Keto.
Thanks, Perfect
We are
Keto.
so appreciative to them. So if you like bars, if you like collagen, I mean, I'm drinking right now a coffee with MCT powder. Rachel drinks her keto collagen every single day.
I drink it separate. I drink it with just mixed with water and ice. I just feel like it tastes better that way.
Right. So awesome products. They are doing a special deal for us in honor of episode 52. And what that is, it is a buy one, get one 40% off deal. There, you have to use the link that's down below in the description. And that deal is good today through Friday.
Oh, nice.
Okay, now in addition, which I didn't even talk to Justin, but you have a giant stash.
I do have a giant stash.
So we're going to do a giveaway to celebrate episode 52 of Keto on the Couch. So we're going to give away, you have your choice. The one winner has their choice. We will do the drawing on next week's Keto on the Couch. So what you'll have to do is comment on today's Keto on the Couch. But again, today's Keto on the Couch is live. So because it's live, any comments you put in the chat won't count. You're going to have to go back and leave a comment within the replay. And the giveaway is going to be for your choice of either a collagen or the MCT powder, chocolate, vanilla, or salted caramel, because we have all of them.
I got to tell you, I mean, I'm not trying to influence the decision here, but if you're having any trouble with your hair, nails, skin, I'm growing a coonskin cap on the top of my head.
Yeah, your hair is growing great.
It's been crazy, and I've had hair problems my entire life, and I feel like my skin is cleared up too, so...
Yeah, so just...
Let me be the guinea pig.
I was just trying to get away from... Why is that, like, showing there? So just to go over, so this is a new product that we've started using, and it is awesome.
I've been using that. It's the krill oil.
It's krill oil, so if you don't like to have a lot of fish, but you want to up your omega-3s a little bit, this is a great product. And my favorite bars, which I'm using every day right now on my way to a game.
Is every day your birthday?
Every day is my birthday.
It's your birthday. Go,
So how is everybody doing?
Yeah.
We have had a very interesting week.
I still love this mug.
You like
this mug. This is awesome. You guys are awesome.
We've had an interesting week. So what we're going to do with the chat, because obviously we're trying to figure out, like, how are we going to do Keto on the Couch? So we're going to talk a little bit about our week. We're not going to so much look at the comments right now. If you have a comment you absolutely want us to answer, there is a little thing down below. I'm not even sure quite how it works, where you can, I forgot what it's even called. It's like a little thing on the bottom where you can...
Super chat?
Yeah, super chat. There you go.
I know you've done one before in, like, photo things when you're like, I've got to have an answer about, like, this photography issue that we're having.
Yeah, so you can do a super chat. It's like $1, $2, whatever you want, and that will, like, highlight the thing so we will see it right away. But we had an interesting week.
I got a new car.
Rachel got a new car. And you traveled.
And I was not involved in the process of purchasing that car, which made it a great week for me. I passed off all of the sidecar duties to Anthony. Anthony and Joe, this was a life lesson. I don't think you're a real adult person if you haven't gone through that car buying experience.
Yeah, this was the most interesting car buying that I've done. I'm generally not a huge person into buying cars, but it's supposed to be a fun experience.
It's not. I don't think it is.
The last time Rachel got a car, the car just kind of appeared. It was kind of weird. We were like, but we didn't care what kind of car we wanted.
Right.
We were just like, we need a new car. And so it's like whatever comes through in our price range, and God bless us with like this incredible, it was at the time it was like a 2013 Hyundai Elantra. It only had 13,000 miles. But what happened was it was at a Mercedes dealership, so
Right.
they priced it like $8,000 below book value because they're like, we got to
Get
get
it
this
outta
thing
here.
off of our like lot right now. We don't want this thing at all.
We don't want anybody looking at this car and thinking like, why am I going with a Mercedes? There's lots of cheaper cars with like
Yeah.
all of the little extras in them.
And it's been a great car. We bought an extended warranty, so we decided we're going to hand this car off to Anthony, or we're selling it to him. And we're giving it to him at whatever the trade-in value is.
Yeah.
But the thing is it's got an extended warranty. It's got 60,000 miles on it, but it's got an extended warranty until 110.
Because he was going to buy a used car, I'd rather like know that you've got a one owner safe car than like going out and trying to find a used car that you don't know what's going on.
Right.
Which is what Caleb is going to have to get because we've run out of vehicles to give.
But what ended up happening was we were going back and forth. We want a little bit bigger car because we're going to be like driving to Austin. We're going to be doing some traveling. We want a nice car. We absolutely want leather because we're messy.
We're so messy. I'm sure we come across as messy. Like, we're messy.
But we were like, do we want a crossover? Do we want a little bit bigger sedan than the Elantra? And it came down to money. And cars are expensive.
What is going on? It used to be if you had $8,000 or $10,000, like you could buy a decent used car, and that is just not the case anymore.
No.
It's like you better like cha-ching, get that wallet out.
But the thing is
This is gonna hurt.
I'm walking into the car dealerships and I'm telling them, I am buying a car today.
Yeah.
Okay, within the next 24 hours, I am buying a car.
It's not messing around.
I'm paying cash for it.
Yeah.
Like, listen, give me your best deal. I don't want to be put in a little glass booth for 5 hours. Like, come on.
I'm scared of that booth.
And we were going back and forth, and we found a car. We were looking at new, and we're like, we really can't get what we want in a new car, so maybe we can find a really, really good used car. Because for me, it's all about the warranty.
Yeah.
Because these cars are all run by computers, and I'm more concerned about that computer dying than the engine dying.
Something is going to go wrong. Yeah, because the computer goes down. We've had experience in the past where, you know, the little exclamation point comes up and you're like, what the heck is wrong? Like, I don't even know. It could be anything. It could be, you know, like a window is off.
Except for I love you, and usually for you, it's your tire needs air.
Yeah. But it could be something super serious. And if you're on a road trip,
Right.
that is my panic, is that we're driving on a road trip across the country and that exclamation point is going to come on.
Yeah. So we were going back and forth, and we were like, do we get a Hyundai? Then I went to the guy who I bought my last 4 cars from, a Chevy guy, and he's like, I've got a great deal for you. It's a Ford, it was a Ford Edge. It had like 25,000 miles on it, but it was great. It was a $45,000 truck. Leather, everything, one of those moonroofs that goes the entire length.
Fancy
gorgeous.
pants.
But by the time you pack on the dealer fees and the taxes and everything else, we were like, it's like $30,000. And I'm like, okay, so what's the warranty? He's like, well, we're going to give you $770 because it is a Ford certified. I'm like, awesome. He's like, on powertrain only. I'm like, no. So Anthony and I were going back and forth, and we found a Volkswagen, and I went into the guy. I'm like, bottom line, this is what I want to pay out the door. And he's like, can't do it. He's like, take a look at this car instead. And I'm like, no. I'm like, this is the car. Don't tell me you can't do it. There's 4 other cars in the area with that.
This is why I can't go, though. I mean, at that point, I have to change my shirt. I am sweating so badly in the negotiation process because I'm that person that I don't ask a lot of follow-up questions usually, right? Unless I'm talking to somebody that's like a friend, right? Like, then I want to know
Keto
everything.
Mom said the Edge isn't big enough. The Edge is actually, I thought it was very big. It's bigger than the Escape, And we're also looking at gas mileage. We're driving to Texas. I don't want a car that gets 20 miles to a gallon. I already have a car that gets 8 miles to a gallon.
I am like Chris Farley in that Black Sheep, no, not Black Sheep, Tommy Boy, where they're like, we don't take no for an answer. And it's like every single time someone says no, there is no follow-up through. He's like, oh, okay, bye.
That's how it was with Anthony, because Anthony, my whole goal with this was teach Anthony how to buy a car. And Anthony is feeling bad. Like, I'm going in, and Anthony's like, well, you got to go tell him. I'm like, no. I'm like, I said to him, when I say we're leaving,
just do the deal.
We're leaving.
They've
and
spent time with you.
He was like, oh, you can't do that. And so he'd gone in to get a guy's card because he felt bad that we weren't taking the card. And the guy looked at Andy and goes, your dad's not coming back. He goes, probably not. But I didn't like him. I asked the guy, how much is this car? He goes, I don't know. He's like, I'm like, give me an idea. How much were those cars? Brand new. He's like, I don't have a clue. I'm like, how are you a car salesman for here?
So here's the thing. We still have to go through this process with Caleb. I'm kind of hoping that we do it from like a private seller or something, because can you even imagine if Caleb has to say no to somebody?
Oh, I know.
Or if he has to leave that relationship? I mean, he's going to have a lifelong relationship with every single car guy that you meet, right? He's going home, he's friending them on every social media. He's writing them a letter. He's making them a sweater. Like, yeah, it would be terrible.
So what ended up happening was we had found this car. We walked out, and Anthony was like, and then so we got up to look at the Ford, and Anthony's going, I don't understand why we don't have a car yet. And I'm like, because I know what I don't know exactly what we want. And then you're going back and forth. Like, the bottom line is you're spending like a year's salary sometimes on these cars.
Yeah.
Like, this is not I don't like it, and I got to go return it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I said, and when we saw the Volkswagen, which was a pure accident.
Yeah.
Didn't think we could afford that. And we saw the Volkswagen. He's like, this is the greatest car ever. Then we went up and looked at the Ford, and he was like, this is so much better than the Volkswagen. Then when we walked away from that one, he's like, I don't understand why you haven't picked a car. I'm like, because, like, I'm not going to just take whatever they give me. Like, I know that they can negotiate. So I said, I'm telling you now, the Volkswagen guy's going to call me back, because we were like $2,000 apart. I'm like, he's going to call me back. He's like, no, he's not, Dad. He's never going to call you back.
This relationship is over.
So Saturday, we worked 4 lacrosse games, and we were down south. So I said to him, hey, there's one over here, that same Volkswagen in a different dealership. Let's go look at it. And this is one of the situations where it's a Volkswagen on an Audi lot.
Right.
The only non-Audi in their used car lot.
So again, you have a luxury car dealership, which I think a lot of people won't approach if you're not looking to buy a luxury car. So I think that's a huge hack if you're ever like trying to buy a car and you're like, I don't even know where to begin. You may want to check some of these luxury car lots to see what is their trade-ins on the lot that they just want off, because they don't want people looking at these nicer cars on a luxury car lot.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was, on our way to this lot, I get 2 phone calls. I get a phone call from a Hyundai dealership in Delray Beach that says to me, like, I had sent them stuff and they never answered me. She's like, hey, what do you want? And I'm like, I said, I'm going to be honest. This is exactly what I want. If you can do it, I'll come up there. I was like, but I don't want to play games. You're 45 minutes from my house. I said, I've got a big ask for you. I was like, because you've got to find a car and sell it to me for $5,000 less than what the suggested retail value of the car is. I'm like, but if you can do it, I will buy the car within 2 hours. I said, or you can find me a really good used car. And I said, really good means no more than 1 year old and no more than like 8,000 miles. So she says to me, I've got a Hyundai Sonata with 2,000 miles, full leather, full everything, the limited edition. It was 28. I can get it to you for 22. I'm going to send you pictures. I'm like, deal, send me pictures. I'll come up as soon as I see the pictures. Never sends them to me. Then the original Volkswagen dealer calls me and says, we want to make a deal. And I looked at Anthony's like, I can't believe they called you. I'm like, I told you they were going to call me.
They'll call a week after you're done looking and you've told them I've got the car.
So she says to me, he's going to text you to confirm the appointment at 4 o'clock. I'm like, okay. Meanwhile, we go to this Audi dealership, and this guy shows me an Audi, which we fell in love with, and it was like, it was a sedan, and it was gorgeous, and it was like 6,000 miles. It was actually driven by the owner of the Audi dealership, and it was a demo, so you were getting it really cheap. But he didn't have a lot of room in the backseat, but we did almost buy it because they had the same exact Volkswagen as the other dealership, only a nicer one. And we came to an agreement on the price. And It was exactly what I always wanted to pay. And the funny part is the other Volkswagen dealership never actually called me back.
Wow.
To confirm my appointment. So in the end, we did get Rachel a car. We got her a Volkswagen Tiguan SEL.
I don't even know if we're saying it right.
And it's an R line, so it's like a two-tone leather inside. It only has like 17,000 miles on it. And the funny part about the Volkswagens is Volkswagens actually have, they changed their warranty. Their warranties were 7 years, 72,000 miles.
Because that's part
That's
of the
a great deal. That was all about it for me.
You have to consider the warranty as much as you're considering how much do I like this car.
Right.
Because that can be a problem, right? I mean, especially with the cars with all the computers and stuff on them. So like you have to factor that in as like a purchase.
Yeah. And so what ended up happening is their new year, 2020s, they lowered their warranty. Their warranty is now only $448. And they said, well, we're giving you 3 years of service. I'm like, that's 3 oil changes. Because that's all you're supposed to do in the first 3 years is an oil change each year. So the warranty on the used car is actually better than the warranty on the new car. She's got 5 years left, over 57,000 miles left on the warranty. So it worked out great, full leather, full everything.
Excited.
Then we found out that was even better part was that the insurance on this car is cheaper than our old car because of all the safety features.
And there's another factor. So there's a lot to think of. And
Found out kids' insurance is super expensive, like more than we thought it was going to be. Anthony's insurance is $330 a month for his insurance.
So maybe think about that. Maybe you don't want kids, right? They're expensive.
It turned out cheaper to have him on his own policy than on our policy. And we saved
I'm not
$50
surprised
a
at
month
that.
for him to have his own policy with full coverage because we gave him a car for $6,000 that's worth like $11,000.
Yeah.
And so we're like, you have to have collision insurance on this car.
Just in case.
But it was cheaper to have him on our own because he was raising the cost of our cars.
So here's what I want you guys to share with me. How do I keep this car clean and organized? Some of your best tips.
Have us not drive it?
I know, but I have to drive it. So if you have some favorite things that keeps your car neat and organized, please share those in the comments below on the replay so I won't lose them. Like, I really want to reference those back and utilize that.
Yeah, see, Dee said the VW costs a lot more usually for insurance and for service and parts, which is why we were looking at it had to have a good bumper-to-bumper warranty, and it turned out to be cheapest. The cheapest insurance was the Hyundai, and then the most expensive to add a new car on was actually the Ford. The Ford was the most expensive, but the VW is saving me it was $120 every 6 months to have the Volkswagen. So I'm super happy with all of that.
Yeah.
And it's a nice car. And what they did was for $500, I got 5 years, because they ended up discounting it. He sent me a thing last night. I got 5 years of dent and ding protection. Well, they'll come and fix it for free. And 5 years of if Rachel gets a nail in her tire, if she punctures the tire, if she ruins the rim, they will replace the tire and replace the rim unlimited for 5 years.
I am a shopping cart magnet when it comes to driving my car. I park someplace and I could park and like never catch it. And still somehow there'll be like a shopping cart that's drawn to my vehicle. Always.
Cindy said we had a Ford Edge that finally was laid to rest this year. It had 236,000 miles on it.
Ooh, 3 large teenage butts in the back. Yes. Oh my gosh. Like
this car actually has 3 rows of seats, though we'll never eat. The third row is really for kids.
Can you imagine like what our minivan would say if it could talk? Remember the minivan that gets you through that like end of elementary school, middle school, beginning of high school years? Oh my gosh. The stories and the smells that they could report back on. Yep. Not good.
So you went away this week. I'm just scanning through to see any big comments. Why don't you talk about you went away.
I went to
You were gone. First time that we were apart in 6 years, 7 years.
Did you miss me? Did you sleep?
I did not sleep. I don't sleep when Rachel's not home.
It was funny. I had to room with somebody like new to the staff. I love this lady, but like it's different when you have to room with someone, right? Like all of a sudden we've got to be asleep and go to the bathroom in very close proximity. Everybody knows how I feel. Like I don't want anybody to know that I have a butthole. And like, so I'm getting up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to make sure like I'm dressed and ready to go for the day. while she's like completely asleep.
Right.
Because I don't want anybody to know. I brought my poopery, like just in case. Thankfully, it was a road trip, so we don't go to the bathroom on a road trip because my stomach is like, no, we're not doing that. So it was still shy, but like I wasn't taking any chances. I wanted to, and you take all of your clothes, your shoes. I don't even want to see like someone to see me put my shoes on.
Right.
Because maybe I put my shoes on weird and make a face or something. So yeah, fully dressed by 4:30 in the morning like a weirdo. But when we first got into our hotel room, there was one bed. And I was like, oh.
That's not happening.
No, I don't think that I could sleep with somebody because I'm afraid that like I'm going to roll over and get in their personal space because I'm a personal space person when I'm awake.
You're in my space all the time.
What do I do when I'm asleep, right? So I was like, can we get a change rooms and get a couch in here? And I will gladly sleep on the couch. I was tickled to death to sleep on the couch.
So Rachel said, dang, insurance is expensive for kids. It
is.
Really is. And I shopped and shopped and shopped. We've been with Geico for years, and I've loved them. They've been awesome. Rachel locked herself out of the car once. They showed up right away. We had somebody set John Paul's car on fire.
Yes, there was an arsonist that took out like 4 cars in our neighborhood.
Yeah, they paid us $3,000 more for the car than I'd even paid for it. When my car got stolen, they were really good. All with Geico, so they've been awesome. I mean, when we broke my back window, they paid for it all. Yeah, so I never had an issue. Never had to argue. The only time I had to argue was when the truck got stolen, and the guy's like, "Well, this is the value," and I'm like, "That car's worth a lot more." And so he was like, fine, go find me 3 cars within 100 miles that are selling for higher and I'll give you more money. And I looked at him, I'm like, there are none. I can give you 3 that aren't as good as mine that are selling for more money. He's like, no, it's got to be the same model. So he goes, go out to 250 miles.
That was hard.
And I did. I found 3, and they ended up giving me, when I bought that truck, it had 57,000 miles on it when I bought it. We'd paid $25,000 for it. And then somebody steals it 6 years later. It's got 138,000 miles on it. 6 years later.
And it was a work truck.
And they paid us $23,000 for the truck. So I'm like, God was awesome.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you kidding me? It cost me $2,000 to drive this truck for 6 years? So I can't complain about Geico.
No, they've been awesome. But don't be afraid to, with grace, don't be naughty or be mean. But like bring, negotiate. Yeah. Don't just take the first deal like Rachel would do.
Even getting the insurance yesterday, I called them up and I'm like, okay, like where can we find things? And she was like, I am a BJ's member, which Geico gives you a significant, like it was like $100 every 6 months off if you're a BJ's member.
Why do they always put BJ's across the street from Dick's Sporting Goods? Why? What is going on with city managers that they do that? When we went to Relate Conference, BJ's across the street from Dick's, like.
Why does your mind go there?
It is a long-standing. It has to be a joke within city managers. Always. It's like you always will see like a Walgreens and a CVS across the street from each other.
Right.
Dick's and BJ's.
Well, yeah. So I did price shop, and I did find out Progressive was going to be a little bit cheaper even for us. But then I've heard a lot of horror stories that Progressive lures you in with a really cheap. You get a discount for a new Progressive customer. And then at 6 months, they up you back up. And we've been with Geico for so long that we get really, really good discounts. Also, Geico allows a teenage driver to count all of their driving experience from the second they had their permit.
Wow.
So Anthony's had his permit since he's 15. He's 19, so he's technically according to Geico, got his license for 4 years, whereas every other company says he's had his license for 3 days.
But young men, there's definitely like...
Girls are a higher insurance rate than boys.
Because they're afraid people are texting and driving. Yeah, that's why.
Yep.
Don't do that.
Yep.
So I did want to say, sometimes we get feedback where people, because they haven't seen us for a very long time and they don't, they didn't see us so much when we were heavy and losing the weight on keto. We should have done that. We should have started making videos like right from the beginning.
Right.
But they'll say like, you don't know what it's like to be heavy. And of course, we were heavy for a really long time. And sometimes we'll get feedback where it's like, you don't know what it's like to be tempted when you're on the road or you're going to work or something like that. So I was actually thankful to have this opportunity to go to Relate and kind of truly experience it all over again.
Right.
I was by myself.
By yourself.
I did not have Joe as accountability partner. And let me tell you.
Somebody just thumbs us down.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry we've offended you somehow. Probably the Dicks and BJ's thing. So I'm sorry about that. But anyway, so I didn't have Joe. I was with a bunch of people who don't live a low carb or keto lifestyle.
Right.
And a lot of times they want to offer you something, right? Like not as in a mean way, but just like, hey, you're on vacation. I would love for you to enjoy this is
right.
what they're offering it. And that church is probably the most hospitable church I've ever been to, right? They just have the entire giant foyer section, nothing but food. They lay out I didn't even take pictures of it because I didn't want to trigger anybody. I mean, it was just a landscape of food everywhere.
And
all
in the
day
past,
long.
every time we've gone, you've always just said, Joe, go get my food.
Yeah, because I couldn't even approach it.
Right.
Every breakout session where like you're going and talking about very little detailed specific, things, the whole table is piled with candy and muffins and like high sugary drinks because they want you to be like perky and be able to pay attention for this long day of meeting. And I had to say no to all of those things because I don't want to stall my own progress. And also I want to be accountable to you guys. You guys are such a motivator for me that I don't want to go and act the fool when you guys are sticking to your plans, right? Like I feel like we are in this together truly. And I don't think that I can come back to you and be like, well, I just decided to like act the fool.
Right.
And then come back and have to, recover from this, right? And I didn't want to wallow in it because here's the thing. I know that my tendency is not to, well, I'm just going to do this today and then I'm going to get right back on the wagon tomorrow. I'm not like that.
Right.
I'm stuck in it. And I was reading something this morning that was saying people don't drown because they fell in the water. People drown because they stayed in the water. And I'm a stay in the water type of person. I get really comfortable in bad behavior. So the best thing for me to do is not even touch my toe in it.
Yeah.
That's for me though.
You did awesome. I was like really, really proud of you this week.
Thank you.
So I was just looking at a couple of these comments. So
Yeah.
we're going to look at a few of the comments and we've got some comments from last week's Keto on the Couch. And then we
Yes.
can kind of talk to you guys for a little bit. Shantam said, wow, that insurance is outrageous. We pay $150 for our 16-year-old son.
We're moving. We're sending him to you.
Well, I could have gotten Anthony $150, but he's carrying collision insurance.
Oh.
It was funny. So we drove that car to the church because I'm like, money hasn't changed hands yet. That car is technically mine still. So we drove the car to church. He's like, did you lock it? And I'm like, nobody's breaking into our car at church. That's number one. Number two, you need to have a sign on that car that says, please steal me. And he's like, why? I'm like, because you're paying me $6,000 for a car. And I wanted to show him everything. So I showed him the trade-in value of the car is like over $7,000. And the selling value, there's like 5 of them in the area with the same kind of mileage for selling for like $12,000. I'm like, so you're paying $6,000 for a car that's worth $10,000 to $12,000. If somebody steals it, you've got $10,000 to $12,000.
The way Joe Stauffer's mind works.
So it was just interesting. But again, because the car has such a high value, I was told them, you have to have collision insurance on this car.
I just think it's nice to see your kids who, when they're little, you feel like, man, they leave their shoes everywhere. They don't know where they put their backpack. Like, I can't even tell you how many lunch bags that I have purchased, right? Like, over the years. They may have gone to school for 13 years, but they had like 47 lunch bags.
Now the nervousness starts, though.
Because they lose it.
Every time he leaves the house.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
But
now,
it's nice though to see that maturity when it's something that belongs to them and all of a sudden it's precious. There's not going to be gun rackers in that car. Like
right.
He's going to take care of it and it's neat to see.
Yeah, he's doing good with it. And it was fun to teach him about buying cars because it's fun. After we finally got the whole Volkswagen stuff at the Audi dealership, I said in front of the finance guy. So the finance guy's looking at me like, what? And I'm like, lesson 2. Now you've got your deal done. Now they're going to sit you in this glass booth and they're going to try to sell you everything in the world. And I looked at the finance guy. I'm like, I'm teaching him how to buy a car. But don't just ignore me. I'm going to teach him about what you're about to do. And the guy looks at me and goes, he's right.
He's absolutely true.
And I'm like, they don't make any money on selling the car. The money is made in here. And I'm like, and I look at Anthony, I'm like, this guy right here, he hates the fact that we're paying cash for this car because the dealership's not making any money.
And the guy's like, I absolutely hate it.
And he was like, yeah, I agree with you. And I'm like, so he's going to sell you all these things. I'm like, they make a lot of money on those. At least in the state of Florida, they can't up the price on them. The price is set. They're not allowed to give you a discount on those things. But it was just funny because the guy is looking at Anthony. He's like, he's right.
Absolutely. I'm a monster.
You don't want to be in this room. But
it's a thing.
But it was fun. So Jolene said, wow, I can't believe I made it to alive. Hard to do from Nepal. Insurance is
wow. Well,
crazy.
welcome from Nepal.
Let's see. Joe Stern, I said I pay up to a room by myself.
Yeah, I definitely thought that a little bit. Like, should I just buy one? But then I didn't want the other person to feel like I didn't want to sleep in the room with her. You know what I mean?
Ron said, I made the yogurt this weekend. It's delicious, and I don't even like yogurt. I'm trying to decide how or if I want to sweeten it up. I put a few drops of monk fruit if I want a sweetener. Usually I don't have anything in it, but like the vanilla or the chocolate Lakanto monk fruit drops gives it a nice little sweetness. Also, they have the lemon one. I didn't even try the lemon.
The other way I've seen you sort of sweeten it is by putting a little bit of granola. In it. And so what is sweetened on the granola, like that high key stuff, then that, adds some sweetener to the yogurt.
Budget Lover said, KetoCon question. I've not bought tickets yet because I'm worried they might cancel it. They just canceled a big festival in Austin this past weekend. Thoughts? They are not going to cancel KetoCon. You could message them, but I'm going to tell you, like, I know Chris said they are not canceling Keto Salt Lake. They're not. KetoCon is like the biggest keto convention. They're not going to cancel it. I don't think they're going. I think that this is going to die down because I think the media, my personal opinion, the media is just overhyping it because they have nothing else to talk about. And it's a good way to get focus off of the elections and everything else.
Absolutely. Well, I would just, if you're doing anything in the next, couple of weeks or months, just stay in contact with your airline. It's usually the airline that is driving this. So, we had a planned trip to Israel with our church, and it wasn't the tour
We
guide.
weren't going to Israel.
No,
we can't afford to go to Israel.
No.
I'd love to go to Israel, but we can't afford that one.
But that's okay. But it wasn't the tour guide, and it wasn't like Israel that was saying we don't want you coming into the country. It was the airline that canceled the trip for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so, I just think, what I don't get is the toilet paper thing. Why is everybody, I understand the hand sanitizer.
Right.
I could even understand the bleach, but please don't drink bleach.
Do not drink bleach.
I can understand the bleach.
This is a perfect public service
I can
announcement.
understand the masks, but what's with the toilet paper? You can't find toilet paper anywhere.
Well, I'm surprised there's not a run on the toilets that wipe you. The ones that wash you and all this kind of stuff.
They have them at Costco. I'm waiting for you to let me go buy one.
Don't you think there's going to be a run on those? If there's a toilet paper situation, the answer to that is not have a toilet paper situation.
Ron said, Dicks and BJs, you were so funny.
It's a thing, though.
Rachel said, hi, you're a riot with the Dicks and BJs. Vintage Girl said, we're all on duty, but wanted to pop in and say hi. I'm back to training the U.S. Marine Corps. Love you, fam.
Love it.
Catch the rest of this tonight.
Thank you so much, Vintage Girls.
Debbie said, I just saw you watch Autumn Keto. Poor Mama Chris. Happy wedding
Yes,
day.
please, everybody, let's keep Mama Chris in your prayers. She is, you're working so hard to put this wedding on, and a lot of times you just almost make yourself sick. She has a sinus infection. She's at the doctor right now getting meds, which I think is brilliant. Don't even mess with this thing. Start, enjoying the wedding by getting some dried up clarity. But let's just pray for Mama Chris because she's mama of the bride.
Yeah.
Right?
Rhonda said car insurance is actually higher for boys and girls, Joe. She said all factors being equal. I don't know, maybe it's a Florida thing because even the Geico told me, glad you don't have girls because any quoted me a girl was expensive.
Crazy.
We are going to move because Shantam said that is with full coverage. We also live in South Florida. Our insurance is ridiculous.
You know why? Because Florida drivers are
Can't drive.
crazy.
Susan said, Rachel, you are so little, hard to believe you were ever overweight. Joe, you look handsome too. Don't mean to ignore you.
Bless your heart, Susan. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we were pretty heavy.
Yeah, I was, when I was willing to weigh myself, I was 255, 260. I know that I had gotten much heavier than that, but I wasn't about to face the scale because I was afraid. We had a scale that only went to 300, and I was very afraid that I would get that like that it can't read my weight. And so, yeah.
When I got up to like 288, 290, I'm sure at some point I was higher than that. But when I saw those, I'm not looking at the scale anymore. A Keto Mom said they make more money when a customer finances the vehicle, kickbacks from the finance companies. Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I bought my truck, which we were also paying cash for, we had actually learned we got a $2,000 rebate from Ford if we financed a part of it. So all we had to do was take out a loan for 3 months, and you could pay it off after 3 months and then pay it off. But it took $2,000 off the price of the car. So
deal.
It was worth it. Selma Marie said I add granola to the yogurt.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
And Christopher said my wife loves a few drops of vanilla stevia in the yogurt with a little granola.
Nice.
Yep. Alan said coronavirus is a media scam overall. I agree.
Yeah.
It's
something to be excited. And when you're in
some
Florida,
of the memes coming out are hysterical.
They are. Like when they were talking about like there's a run on Costco. However, everybody's still stopping to get free samples, which are out and everyone can touch.
I think it was Vivid J last week that put up a picture of somebody like who wants to go on low carb cruise, and it was like an older couple that had a suntan sunburn and with a mask.
Yeah, and then the glasses.
Listen, I'm thinking in case they get locked in, get and leave the house. I get for the toilet paper.
Yes.
Joe said, I love my bidet. The one in Costco is a good one. I am getting that thing. I just got to figure out how to get electric around my toilet bowl.
That seems dangerous, doesn't it?
No.
You're by water.
Lori said Sam's Club had toilet paper on sale last week, so that's why we stocked up. It wasn't due to a coronavirus scare.
Well, I'm all about paying cheap money for toilet paper on the regular because, yeah, you are literally flushing that money down the toilet.
Melissa said Michigan insurance is very high, and they say they're stocking up on toilet paper just in case they're stuck in the house. I think it's ridiculous.
So not food.
Okay, but here's the thing. So
you won't have anything to poop out.
This is gonna sound a little gross.
Oh gosh.
But of all the things that I'm going to worry about stocking up, that is not it. Like I want to make sure I have water, maybe some canned chicken, canned food, like stuff
jerky.
Worst case, you don't have toilet paper. Use some leaves. Or jump in the shower when you're done.
Well, I was going to say you could take a shower, I guess, but ew.
But, I mean, I'm not saying that
leaves.
you should do that, but I'm just saying, like, that's the last thing I would ever think about stocking up on. Like, oh my gosh, life is going to end. I can't survive if I don't have toilet paper.
We are surrounded by saw palmettos and, like, bougainvillea. I am not using leaves, okay? That's going to make the situation back there worse.
A Keto Mom said, I vote on moving to Texas. Let's go, Stauffer Clan. I know Steven. I'll let Steven know. Come on, Mom. I would not be moving to Texas.
Look who's here. It's Christy Davis.
Oh, wow.
Hi, Christy.
I would not be moving to Texas. If I had my choice, if we didn't have family, like, close here, we would seriously, like, live just on a farm, like, Michigan, you know, that kind of thing. I would love to just live on a farm. My condition is I don't want to see a neighbor.
I want to live near Dr. Pohl's veterinary clinic.
Well, there you go, Michigan. Christy said, I think people are stocking up on toilet paper in case of a quarantine or self-quarantine. Don't want to run out of toilet paper. What I don't understand is stocking up on bottled water. Yeah, I don't do the bottled. We're not doing the bottled water, though, but we have the Berkey system, which I think is the greatest bottled water thing. We could go get our pool water if we had to and run it through the Berkey and drink it.
Well, and here's the thing, and I don't know where you guys live or what the water is like. Some people, their water coming right out of the faucet tastes delicious. Ours, like, the pool water would be better tasting. Mm. Like, it is so disgusting, our local water. So, yeah.
Sel Marie said no more free samples. Better. They stopped them at Costco because of the scare.
Wow. I'm not surprised.
Church was like 50% yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, we had like nobody there.
We were lathering down the children.
Rhonda said, I bought the Keto crate pork rinds to the movies with guacamole cup. OMG, they are fabulous. I also agree with you and the coronavirus SMH ridiculous.
Yeah, those nacho flavored porking good pork rinds were hecka good. Their seasoning
I ate the whole bag. Anthony and I ate the whole bag at our game on Saturday.
Their seasoning on their pork rinds is really good. If you're looking for one that doesn't have a bunch of dextrose or, you know, maltodextrin in it, but you want a good flavor on pork rinds,
those are good.
porking good.
Some of the flavors have some stuff though. Sylvia said they're going to cancel the food samples at Costco. I think this is the only good thing that's resulting from the virus.
Yeah. It's always so awkward. Are you awkward when they do free samples? When you're waiting for the lady to like cut up the cheese because she just finished, and it's like you see a bunch of people like predators, right? That are just like going to reach in there really fast, and
Right.
It scares me sometimes.
Joe said they have water coming out of the faucet for free or close to it at $0.05 a 1,000 gallons.
Yeah,
exactly.
fill up.
But again, our water isn't the greatest, and you can think of like, okay, if the water gets contaminated, or if you have a well and you don't have electric to run your well. But again, like my thing is,
people sick and we're gonna lose electricity.
I just like our filter.
Is that the slippery
that's
slope?
where I'm going.
We're just gonna.
Tried to say, please, no one come to Texas. We do not need more people. We need people to leave.
Aww.
Tina said they stopped handshaking in our church, but the collection is still on.
Aw.
I hate faucet water.
I'm still hugging. I'm totally still hugging. I'm
Susan
hugging
said-
everybody.
Susan said, I agree with you guys about coronavirus. Our neighborhood town closed all the schools for 2 weeks.
Man.
Susan said their church attendance was down yesterday.
Yes. Feels like we were back up at 10:15.
Yeah.
Because we have 9, 10:15, 11:30, and 12:45. I don't know what it was like at our 4:30 and 6:15 services on Saturday night. I think it was pretty normal. But one thing, we're at the end of spring break, and parents are just like, no, we're going to church.
Right.
Like, I need you to be away from me for 1 hour on this Saturday night.
Janice said, I want a Berkey, but they cost too much. They do cost a lot of money. They're about $300. But when you look at how much do you spend on bottled water, it's kind of like an upfront cost. But
Yeah.
you won't ever buy bottled water again. I mean, I'm telling you, like, it's incredible.
The taste is really good.
The taste is incredible. You can even get some glass bottles or, like, our stainless steel thing and take water with you. So once you have it, the only thing you have to replace is the filter, like, every couple of years. But it works out to be like $0.05 a gallon or something like that.
Plus, I'm not schlepping back and forth the Aldi's water.
They do we have a link for it down below, but they do, if you watch the link, they have like sales all the time, just on not only on the regular ones, but they have like reconditioned ones where there's nothing wrong with the unit itself other than maybe there's a scratch on the stainless steel tin or something like that.
We all about
or
the scratch and dent.
Or it's not buffed or something like, so it's not a big dent, but it's just not perfect. They're like imperfect type of things, and they're reduced significantly.
All of our refrigerators have always had
Dent
a giant weird magnet in an odd place.
Yeah.
Because scratch and dent.
The refrigerator we have now, that's the other thing. We need to get a refrigerator because one of our refrigerators is starting to go. And I cannot believe how much refrigerator. What's with $3,000 and $4,000 for a refrigerator?
They need to calm down.
But the one we have right now, we got it. It has a dent on it, so we put a student driver sticker across the front of the dent.
Well, and here's the thing: there's so much gadgetry on the appliances now that I really don't need, and I'm afraid it's going to break down. So I just want like a stripped down. I just want it to keep food cold and make ice maybe, or even maybe just keep ice cold. We don't even need you to make anything. But like, we're looking at refrigerators that will stream the pictures from your phone, suggest recipes. I'm like, I don't need my refrigerator to do all that.
Jolene said free samples at Costco create traffic jams, especially when what you want is near the sample station. Yes. It's like, get out of my way. I want to go there.
Can we pause for a second and say, we have 9,000 subscribers.
I know. It's
9,000
awesome.
subscribers. You guys have made this happen. I cannot believe it. I can't even believe it. Like, this is so stinking exciting.
Let's do some of the comments.
Yes, from the Keto on the Couch.
From last week's Keto on the Couch. So we do have a subscriber of the week. The subscriber of the week is actually Pat.
Hey, Pat.
And Pat wrote, I maybe looked ridiculous, but this was what it's all about. I'm living my best keto life, why? I was playing with my grandchildren, not just sitting on the sidelines. That's what it's all about.
Yes,
I was
it
by
is.
far the oldest person jumping around tonight. Plus, I found Enlightened bars. I'm glad I had to drive 45 minutes to buy them. I may be about to turn 53 this month, but I don't remember feeling this good when my kids were my grandson's age.
Can we see your picture?
And she put a picture, and this is what it's all about. And she put a picture of herself at a trampoline park
What?
with her grandson.
Oh my goodness, look at that beautiful woman, the smile on her face. She does not look old enough to have a grandbaby.
No.
Oh my goodness.
So I think that is awesome. I mean, 53 years old, and it is what it's all about, to be able to lose the weight, not just for like, hey, I'm not heavy, but to be able to have a longer life and be around for our kids.
I mean, your butt looks cute in those jeans, but that is side to the fact that you're just enjoying it. You can be energized. I think about how we are going to be different for our grandchildren than we were for our kids. I couldn't keep up with the kids. I did spend a lot of times on the outskirts of the park sitting on the bench because I would get winded very quickly playing with my kids in my 20s and 30s, and that was just sad.
Right. Okay, so comments. So Boomer actually wrote,
"Hey Boomer,
another great video with a spotlight on you're not always right. Stop and let that sink in. We should all take time out and admit that we are not always right."
We're not always right.
Kind of like this.
Can I tape that segment and make that a ringtone when you said, like, you're not always right? You know, like, as a husband and wife, you just want to hear your spouse record that. And, like, I'll record the same message for you so it can be my ringtone.
I'm not right on everything. I'm not right on everything. I'm not right on everything. I'm not right on everything.
I'm not always right. I'm not always right. I'm not always right. I'm not always right. I'm not always right.
Hey, did you slow it down at the end there for me?
I gotta make sure it sinks in that Rachel's not always right.
I'm not always right. But I'm right a lot.
Steph wrote, non-scale victory. I had one. She said, I had a 30th class reunion on Saturday night and I was at a barbecue place. James and I ordered the sample tray with a bit of every meat they have. It came with 2 sides and we didn't even touch them, but let everyone have them. Everyone else have them. We also had a ton of meat to bring home for leftovers as we kept ourselves to check in a couple of bites on each meal and not overeat.
I am so tickled. Steph, that is awesome. I did not go to my class reunions up until this point.
I'm going to put this down here.
Because I was too heavy. I was embarrassed to go to class reunions. I think going to a class reunion is a victory, right? That's a huge victory.
That's a huge victory. She also wrote, y'all talk too much. Now onto the y'all talk too much. There's no way. I love the longer videos because I like hearing what's going on with y'all. It makes me feel like I'm getting to know you both more. You have lots of great information and suggestions. Thanks you very much. Janice wrote,
hey Janice.
I love watching y'all. I look every day for new ones. I don't think you run too long. If someone thinks that, they don't have to watch the whole time. Y'all are always positive and encouraging, inspirational information. I love you guys. I would love to try that bone broth. I just can't seem to satisfy my hunger, so maybe this could help.
The bone broth really helps for me. I was waiting for Joe to come home so we could eat a meal last week. And I used the bone broth and I added some of that Redmond the seasoning salt. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Totally took the edge off and I was able to wait.
I want you
for
to
Joe to come
remember that you said you love bone broth because I have on the way right now from White Oak Pastures some chicken feet and some bone marrow bones.
What?
They have bone marrow bones that are a little bit cheaper that you can give your dogs. They're raw because you don't ever want to give the cooked bones to your dog.
Do not gloss over the fact that you just said that feet are coming to my house.
Oh yeah, because I want that really gelatinous bone broth, like the one where it looks like Jello.
Am I gonna have to eat them?
Yeah.
Feet.
Well, bone broth. Well, yeah, I want to try to eat the feet, but back to the bones. So we ordered from them. They have raw cow bones. Like bone marrow bones.
I'm not going to be able to focus.
They still had the blood on them, right? And we gave them to Tabitha. Boy, did she love those bones.
What cracked me up about that, which I got to put this on the back burner here of my brain. What I thought was so funny was she took the bone, she goes into her cage that's open and closes the door behind her like nobody.
I thought that was funny. She literally put her paw and locked herself in her crate.
This is mine.
This is mine.
Don't come coming for this.
Jolie said,
hey Jolie.
Rachel, I love when you speak from your heart. Thank you for the reminders.
Aw, well thank you. I wanted to say one more thing to Janice. Girl, that wash towel that she knit for us is a staple in our kitchen. I am so glad that thing is there.
I think it's the first tub we've ever had that didn't get used to like clean the floor and wash dishes.
It is so perfect. She knit a top on that so it buttoned to the oven door. I love that thing.
Shantam wrote, I just got my chicken feet last week.
Oh, how are you doing with
And
that?
then Sylvia said those feet will make it jiggly jello broth.
Oh my gosh. How are y'all eating your feet? What are you putting on feet? I feel like there needs to be a flavor distraction on the feet.
Carrie wrote.
Do you paint the nails?
No, we're going to eat the nails.
Okay.
Carrie wrote.
Hey, Carrie.
A little aha moment when you said about people pleasing connected to derailing. Isn't it so true? This journey is all about self-awareness in all aspects. Who makes negative comments to you guys? Sheesh, just stop watching, please.
Aw.
She said, why add a comment that doesn't build up versus tearing down? I guess haters are going to hate no matter what, right? Please keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I don't understand. That's kind of how I was raised. Like, don't make negative comments, not just to us, but to anybody.
Well, even if we're someplace and there is a product that we're like, that is not for me, and we know it's not for us. Hey, Caleb, coming home from school. It's all right. Hey. He had a look in his face like, oh my gosh, what did I do? We just don't spotlight that product.
Right.
I mean, if you're in a review, there's nothing you can do. Like, we're in it and we're reviewing the product because it came and we were doing a review. But,
right.
Just don't spotlight the negative.
Yeah. Annie Velro,
Hey,
Joe. Do you really think that you would get a woman, any woman, let alone your wife, to go 50-50 on a closet? You poor man. Bless your heart.
No. There is no such thing as 50-50.
Jolie wrote.
Hey, Jolie.
Can you please speak about the IMO fiber sugar topic that you touched on? So I meant to put the link in the description. I will put it on the replay for a great article about it. So basically, IMO fiber, which is isomaltyl oligosaccharides,
Say that fast 3 times.
will spike your blood sugar. It is partially digested by your body, and
ABC food?
to the point of, I think you should only be removing at most 50% of the fiber. So if it says IMO fiber, you should count at least 50% of that fiber as a carbohydrate. It's best to just get rid of it altogether. But starting on January 1st of this year, the FDA deemed that that is a sugar.
Right.
And must be listed as a sugar on a nutrition label. They can't list it as fiber anymore. So what companies are going to do is, because IMO fiber is made from tapioca or corn, which so is tapioca fiber, so is soluble corn fiber. They are listing themselves. They're kind of end running around the rules.
They got it.
And they're listing some manufacturers, not all of them, some manufacturers that are using IMO, which is a syrup, and they're using it for sweetening so that they don't have to use as many sugars. They're listing it as soluble corn fiber or soluble tapioca fiber.
Right.
Or just soluble fiber. That's the other one. That's the big one that they listed as soluble fiber.
Because you don't have the corn or sugar trigger word that people are looking for in the ingredients.
So my suggestion is, when you see, I'm not saying to not eat products that have those, because even Perfect Keto bars, I believe, have soluble tapioca fiber. But there's different types of it, so you want to make sure you're not eating one where they've used IMO fiber and labeled it as soluble tapioca fiber.
Yeah.
So what you want to do is just go to reputable companies, keto companies that you know. The good ones are going to be keto certified, where they've put it through testing to make sure it doesn't increase your blood glucose. Things like Heka, those kind of products where like, don't go to and test anything. Right. Anything you get. If you get something and you see that, test yourself on it, and if it spikes your blood sugar, then you know you have an issue.
Yeah.
Erica wrote.
Hey, Erica.
I made your yogurt and finally got to try it today. It is so good. I will be making another batch. Fun note, as a mom of young kids, I walked into my kitchen and immediately began looking for a lost sippy cup because of the faint smell of sour milk.
Oh, yeah.
My husband had to remind me that I was making yogurt. It's so easy to forget that you're making it.
Man, oh goodness. Do you remember the diaper bags?
Oh, yes.
When you would forget and there would be like a sippy cup at the bottom of that diaper bag that you just missed. And the smell. And you're standing there at the dishwasher going like, is this getting into the plastic? Like, is this smell ever going to go away? Should I throw this sippy cup out? They're like $5 or $6, so I don't want to.
I'm going to give you a worse one than spoiled milk.
Smell.
No, the worst one is
shrimp.
No, I recently found a blender bottle in my car from a keto chow that was like 3 weeks old.
So butter.
Yeah, just keto chow. Just keto chow, like whether you made it with heavy cream, I don't remember what I made it
Oh.
with. But
Sure,
that,
butter, probably.
because it's a milk protein isolate. That's what it's made with. So 3 weeks roasting in the car.
Oh no.
Just throw out the whole blender
Just
bottle.
throw it out. Just throw it out. We're not even gonna try to.
It smelled worse than milk.
Don't save it.
Sharon wrote,
Hey,
Shannon wrote.
Oh, Shannon.
Shannon
Hello,
wrote.
Shannon.
She said, I happened to stumble across Two Crazy Ketos for the first time when I watched your chaffle video in November.
Aw.
Since then, I've been slowly catching up and viewing earlier videos. Last night, I listened to your very first Keto on the Couch, so congratulations.
Aw.
You've done a marvelous job refining your delivery. There's a non-scale victory for you to celebrate. A++. Excellent
Oh my
job.
goodness. Well, thank you for that. That's so funny because, yeah, you know, there's a lot of times where
Please don't watch our old videos.
they're so
So
cringy.
cringy.
But, you know, and we're still are kind of cringy. We're not where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be.
That's true.
We're still clunky in our delivery, but thank you for pointing out that we're not where we used to be.
Healthy and Keto wrote, I'm glad I'm not the only one that drinks out of mason jars. Very classy. That's all we have.
Mason jars are delicious. I can't drink coffee out of them unless it's cold coffee, obviously, but like, yeah.
I've literally thrown everything out. Like, the only thing we have is mason jars and coffee mugs, and now I'm on a coffee mug tear. Like, we have too many of them, so unless they're at least this big,
Giants.
we're throwing them out. Because nobody uses the 11 and 12-ounce mugs in this house. Everything has got to be at least 15, and even that's small.
It's got to pass the head test. This is as big as your head. You know what my grandfather always used for drinking glasses? Cans, old cans. Like after you ate the green beans out of the can, you save
That's a
the
camping
can
trick.
and you drink out of that because it did make everything really cold.
Ed said $8 is $8. I can't throw it out. You can put it in the sun. The sun will kill the smell. Serious. If you have something
Could you
with like
boil
rotten
it?
milk, no, put it in the sun. The rays from the sun will kill the smell, the bacteria, and then you can wash it and you'll be able to use it. But if you just try to wash that thing, it's not getting rid of that smell.
So if I have armpit smell, can I go lay out in the sun and get rid of it?
Ron wrote,
Hey, Ron.
I just looked at my pantry the other day and laughed at all the items that I thought was keto before I learned more. I had a keto creamer that I bought from Marshall's that had coconut sugar in it. Powdered stevia from Aldi's that has maltodextrin. But when you learn better, you do better. It's
Yeah.
a process. I still get caught up sometimes, however, that like some macadamia nuts I bought recently had maltodextrin in it. I just assumed that they were the nuts.
Yeah.
I discovered an ultra-pasteurized organic whole milk at Aldi's by their Simply Nature brand for less than $3.
Woo!
Will this work for the yogurt?
Yeah, check
Love
that
you guys.
out.
Yes, it absolutely will work for the yogurt. It's not the ultra filtered, which means it's got more sugars, but that'll come out in the way. Just make sure you strain it really well.
Wow, that's
But yeah,
awesome.
that'll work. And like I said, we were the same way. We talked about it last week. When I first started keto, I was eating stuff with IMO fiber, but I was also 290 pounds, so I was having some results.
Right. Same.
As you move along in your journey and you start realizing that some of these things aren't that great for you and you start eliminating, you see even more results because those things are hindering you. Just weren't hindering me to the point where I had so much weight to lose. No matter what I did, I would lose weight if I was half better than I used to be.
I think the key is not being satisfied to stay ignorant.
Right.
Like just, keep educating yourself and keep moving forward because, yeah, once we knew better, we could have made the decision to not do better. Right? Like we could have been like, yeah, but I really like this. I really like the taste of this and I really want to keep eating it. And those are some hard decisions to make, but I think they're worth it, especially if you have a goal in mind to be like, I would like to just not know that this is not okay for me.
Right.
But once you do know and you do something about it.
I'm going to let you read that next comment.
You're gonna be happy.
Because I want to show you everybody something.
Okay, so the next comment comes from Margaret. Hello, Margaret. I would love to see a whole series of videos on diet mentality and ways to change our thinking about our eating program. So many are putting all their keto eggs into the weight loss basket and make their food choices based on the scale day to day, instead of focusing on the long-term benefits of health like lower insulin load, blood sugars, cholesterol, blood pressure, A1C, autophagy, cell regeneration, mitochondria rejuvenation, and more energy. The list is endless. If your doctor says lower your cholesterol, are you going to jump on the scale every day? No. You will get another blood test in 6 months. There is no such thing as cholesterol maintenance. You make better choices daily to get the results you need and want. I prefer to say my goal is to be a fat burner, not a sugar burner. If people ask what I do, I explain low carb and added healthy fat and proteins to fuel my body. My why is overall health. Weight loss is one of the many benefits. My mantra is this is a life, not a race. Wow, Margaret, what a beautiful, amazing post. Thank you for sharing that.
That's why I picked it. I wanted to show you guys something. Nobody has pasture-raised eggs on sale for us this week, so I had to pay regular price. I found a new pasture-raised egg. If you can't find anything on sale, these are from Whole Foods.
Are you just buying them because it's March and that's a green label?
No, it was the cheapest pasture-raised because I'm no longer buying just free. I'm not happy with free range because I learned free range.
This was hilarious.
What was that? Oh, Morgan Spurlock.
Yeah.
Morgan Spurlock came out with a new, what was the name of it?
It was Super Size Me 2.
Super Size Me 2, where he basically decides that he's going to open up a fast food chicken restaurant and he's going to raise his own chickens and everything. So free range, they can literally have them in the barn, give them a 1x1 space with chicken wire outside of the barn where they can't venture more than 1 foot outside of the barn. And now they're technically free range.
Free range. That was hilarious.
I was like, okay, no. So we're at pasture raised only now.
Basically, you're stuck inside this giant warehouse full of tons of chickens, but you can open the door but not go out it.
Well, I wanted to just show you guys these because you didn't even see these. These have the most orange yolks I have ever seen.
Are you gonna Rocky this?
No, I'm gonna eat it when we're done. Look at how orange that yolk is.
Makes
is that
a difference.
Look how orange that yolk is.
How much did you pay for a dozen?
$4.50, and that's the regular price.
We're in the realm of possible.
For a pasture raised, these were really, really, really good.
We don't have to sell a kidney.
Yeah, by the way, raw egg yolk, best thing for you. Not raw egg white. You don't want to eat egg white raw.
You want to eat the egg yolk.
You want to eat the egg
I don't
yolk.
want to eat any of it.
Well, egg yolk, honestly, you really do. I know you won't, but you really do need to learn to eat the egg yolk runnier because all the vitamins and the stuff are best when it's raw.
I know.
It's like the greatest sauce for steak. Greatest sauce for steak. Okay, last comment from last week, then we'll do some comments from the live. Rachel Rd. Rachel Bartley. She was happy anniversary on your 1 year keto on the couch.
Thank you.
You have brought so much love and inspiration to so many people, and your channel just continues to grow as it should. I've only been doing keto for 2 months now, but I researched for a year before I started. Yes, Rachel has been watching our videos and commenting long before she started keto.
I like the research.
So she said, I'm really loving this way of eating. I'm more aware of my choices now and reading labels and ingredients, which I'd never done before. I look better, and most importantly, I feel better. That's much more important. She said, I've been doing OMAD for the past couple weeks, but I just don't have that hunger anymore like I used to. It wasn't by choice. It's just what happened. I've been measuring myself at the beginning of every month, and I'm so happy to say that I have lost 7 inches from my waist. She said that would be unrealistic on any other diet, but I don't call keto a diet. It's just a way of life for me now, and I'm making good choices.
I love that.
Thank you guys so much. Hugs.
That is awesome. Thanks for sharing that, Rachel. And, as far as us being inspiring, it's not us, it's you. I mean, you guys sharing this keto journey with us, I feel like I'm not alone in this life anymore.
Right.
Just life. Not keto life, because we have you guys to share it with. So thank you for being a family to us, for being friends, and not only being so kind to us and sharing your journey with us, but sharing it with each other, right?
Okay, let's look at some of the comments this week.
It's Katie!
So Katie is on. She said, we're still adapting to the taste of our berry, but we have both the black and white filters.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
The Berkey.
The Berkey. We have the both filters too. I probably won't get the fluoride filters, but I had gotten this great deal on ours where it came with the glass jars, the glass bottles, and it came with the fluoride filters, and it also came with the black filters, but I probably won't repurchase the fluoride filters, just the black. Yeah, Rachel said the Berkey is an investment. Ed said, I believe the tariffs increased the price of appliances. Is that
Probably.
what it is?
Probably.
All I know is that they are ridiculously expensive. And I was really upset. We
Gold
went to
line.
Sears, and I think we mentioned it. Sears going out of business, and they're like, oh, 40% off the appliances. Well, their 40% off is still more expensive than the Lowe's on sale price. So I'm like, so you're doing 40% off of the suggested manufacturer's price, not off of what you normally sell it for.
Dang it.
So
I wonder if they're totally out yet.
No, I went over there and they still have the appliances at the same price because I'm watching. I'm waiting for them.
Do they have cheap jeans?
No, but they were doing rugs at like 90% off.
I can't have rugs with all these animals.
No. Rachel said 9,000 subscribers. Congratulations.
You guys are awesome.
Joe's friend said congrats, not only 1 year, but 9,000 subscribers.
God is so good.
So, Shonda said, I got my chicken feet last week. I read that before.
Yes.
Shonda said, just run now, Rachel. I can't do the feet.
Yeah. Yes. I'm going to use my feet to put some sneakers on it and run out the door as soon as
Cynthia
they come.
said, congrats, you guys. Enjoy Joe's scientist comments and Rachel's face to tell me if I like a product review.
If it's excuse me, if it's like really good or I can't hide my face.
We got a couple products we're going to do reviews on this week. One, Rachel won't even attempt, which is the Birch Bender's cups, the keto mug cakes. We got cookie one, so I'm going to do that with the boys.
I know that it'll probably be tasty.
Yeah. And then the other one we got, which we're going to do, I think it's coming out on Wednesday. We're going to film it later, is the cereal school. I know a lot of you guys have asked us for cereal school.
I'm very excited about that.
We got the cereal school.
Because I like the individual packages that feel like there's a lot of in that package.
Yeah, they send us individual packages instead of like a box.
I might not go buck wild
Yeah.
if there's just an individual package.
Janice said, Mama always said if you don't have something nice to say, don't say
nothing at all.
Yep. Shanta said, I have never even given a person a thumbs down. If I don't like, I would just exit out and move on. I hate to see people do that. I don't understand that. I've never done it.
I have never done. My joints don't even work right. It doesn't even feel good. It feels crampy like this.
Which does remind me, please do us a favor. If you can, go and exit out of the chat and hit the like button, subscribe.
But again, don't forget in the replay, put comments down so you can be entered to win Perfect Keto.
Yeah. So yeah, but just, all you have to do is, if you're on a mobile phone, I think you exit out of the chat, just go hit the thumbs up button. That's what shares it. That's what helps us grow. YouTube is kind of funny. Sometimes they even delete you out of the subscription box, and really the thing that gets it shared the most is when you're actually signing up for the notifications. And that counts a lot with YouTube.
And if you see a recipe or something that you enjoy that we've had a video for, if you could share it on your social media or share it with a friend, that would really help us out too. It was so funny. So I was talking to somebody from church yesterday, and she's not on keto, but she was trying to find folio cheese wraps for something.
Did you point her to our video?
No, someone else did.
Oh, really?
Someone outside of
I think that is our most viewed video on our website.
So she goes, oh my gosh, they sent me your video. So you guys, that would be a huge blessing for us if you just see a video that you like and share it with somebody. And
Shantam wrote, chicken feet are only used to make bone broth. I'm not going to eat them. Yuck. I think Rachel will like eating them because I think Rachel will like eating them more than me. You have to get past the chicken feet part.
That's a big but you first have to.
But you like bones.
It's like pooping outside. You just have to get over the fact that you're outside pooping, and then it's fine.
But you like bones. I can't even think about eating bones.
Overcome.
We got wings, so Saturday we didn't eat. We did eat very late on Saturday. Was it Saturday?
It was. It was car day.
So Saturday was the day that I had games, and then I had to go get the car. Where it was impromptu. Go look at this dealership after the games, and so we went down, but I'm like, I have to go back home to get a check for you. So after leaving the dealership, which was 5 o'clock, or 4:30, I had to run all the way back home, 40 minutes to go back to get the car. By the time we got home, it was 8:30 at night.
Right.
To finally eat our first meal. So we decided to get wings. Rachel eats wings. There's no bone left when she's done. She eats the bone and the whole ends off.
I
she
crack
eats them in
the
half.
middle and then eat the.
So the fact that you do that, what chicken feet are pretty much all bones and skin.
Again, pooping outside is not a big deal once you get over the fact that you're pooping outside.
I think you're gonna like them. I'm even thinking about trying some of them, and because I've heard they're chewy, But if you eat them out of the bone broth, and they won't be chewy, they'll be like melty.
Okay.
But I was thinking about trying to roast them because then you can have the roasted skin on the bone.
Should we Purell their feet before we eat them? Because I don't know who they've shaken hands with. Maybe they've shaken hands with somebody that's
Shelly
got
said, I plan on making bone broth this week. I usually get 3 uses out of each bone.
Oh, nice.
A keto mom is cleaning up rabbit pellets.
Ooh, fun. Wash your hands.
Jolene said, I agree with Shantam. Take a stand against eating chicken feet, Rachel.
I'm gonna fold my arms and be like, this isn't happening.
A keto mom said, remember the hidden bottles the boys used to hide? Saving it for later?
Yeah, then they forget it.
Joe said 50-50, holy mackerel. I have like 3 hangers allowed in the walk-in closet. Plus, I don't have anything that goes on them. Anyway, I still wouldn't get them.
Bless his heart.
Ed said armpit smell in the sun might make a funny video.
Yeah, let's try it.
Ron said, yes, I left the blender bottle with keto china. Oh my goodness, stinky, but I did keep the bottle.
Man, Constance, that is awesome.
Katie said, I'm taking a stab at making keto bagels this week. Once the Amazon order arrives, love Foxhill Kitchen, but the money kills the budget. Yeah, they are
if you
awesome.
Can make it yourself, that's going to save a tremendous amount of money.
Amber said, it's so good. Chicken feet.
Man, you wish you were married to Amber.
Ed said, I have an Amish farm on my way home from work. $5 for 2 dozen pasture raised and non-GMO.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Do you need a roommate?
I know, right?
Or 2? Or 4?
He said, I wish everybody had that choice.
It's a she. So.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. Katie said, wait till you get eggs from your chickens. They are richer tasting.
So, yeah.
We're still waiting for our eggs.
Waiting.
And if we don't find them soon, Rachel's not going to let me get them because she's not going to let me get them and then go away to
that is true.
Salt Lake.
Because I need to be with them when they're
she
baby
needs to be with them for the first month of their life. That's just Rachel.
I do. I need to mom them.
Constance said egg and coffee is delish. Yes, it is. I love egg and coffee.
Yes, we tried that.
But again, it's like you want to really use the yolk, not the white. You want to cook up that white.
It's a mental thing.
A keto mom tried Jonathan for the cereal school. I would absolutely have Jonathan or Elijah on, but YouTube is really funny about having kids on the channels. Especially with like all of the new laws and stuff like that. Like, you have to label that this video is not for kids. If you label it for kids, it can't be monetized. And
we'll pixelate their face.
Rachel said 233 people watching, only 152 thumbs up.
Thanks, Rachel.
I'm actually seeing 54 thumbs up. Please click the thumbs up button. Yes, I will absolutely concur. Then she wrote 89 people watching, 51 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Keith said, hey guys, I've been watching from my phone, but there was no way to comment. It appears that you're just not streaming on Facebook as usual. I just got my computer and found this commenter. Yeah, we didn't do it because it's Keto on the Couch. We didn't do it on Facebook.
Look at your handsome business picture, Mr. Keith.
Katie said, I love the perfect keto collagen in the coffee with a splash of Keto super creamer.
Aw, Keith did a super chat. Thank you so much, Keith. It says, congratulations on a year of Keto on the Couch and 9,000 subscribers. You're the best and we love you. Well, we love you too. Thank you so much. And if you guys haven't had a chance, check out Keto Time.
Yep.
He's started a new keto-related magazine.
Yeah. So, Keto Cindy, keeping it real over 50, wrote, love the egg share. We try to get the happy eggs when we can find them. And they're super orange and a better taste. Yes, they are probably eggs. My favorite. Is Happy Egg, but where is whatever pasture raised is on sale?
How much do you love that name?
I know,
brilliant.
But their Happy Egg company are big eggs. They're bigger than like the Keto Vital or the Vital Farms. I like them the best. I think they do have that nice orange yolk, but we get whatever pasture raised is on sale, and nobody had them on sale this week.
We are working on some fun egg-related recipes because this is the season for eggs. You're gonna get them probably the cheapest of the year, and I highly recommend getting yourself some egg dye and making Easter eggs during this season because then it's gonna just make lunch fun, right? Why should the kids get all of the fun stuff, right?
Right.
Date night, make some Easter eggs. We would love to see them. I want to see your Easter eggs. Post them in the Two Crazy Ketos family.
I got even a little hack on how to color them without buying the coloring stuff. And you can make swirls.
Are you gonna share it?
Yeah, I gotta teach you how to do it first.
I want to make some swirls.
Katie said, when you have chickens for yourself and see their feet, I just can't.
I don't want to eat their feet. That seems really mean.
Christopher said, I have to get my wife for not immediately rinsing, but put her keto chow cups. Melissa said, been doing keto for a couple months and made your avocado mayo for the first time last week. So amazing. Thank you. We'll eat nothing else now.
Awesome. Thank you.
Danielle said, my mom puts chicken feet in her homemade sauce all the time, but I could never bring myself to eat them.
I would just see them like bobbing up in the sauce and would be like...
Part of the thing is it's fun to just get Rachel to do it. Rhonda said, I can't find a store that sells marrow or chicken feet. Still waiting on that cottage cheese joe. Yep, I'm still waiting. This week was just super busy with Rachel being gone and then trying to do the car and trying to catch up on work. Like, this is a lighter week for work, you know, but it's just a little bit harder to try to do all this stuff in the middle of lacrosse season and everything else. But we are trying to get back on track.
Yeah. Get our act together.
Chicken feet. Walmart. Walmart sells packages of chicken feet.
Really?
Yep. A Keto Mom said we can use masks for their faces. We have a Stormtrooper one that Elijah likes to use.
How cute.
Rachel said, how long do you leave the yolk in the coffee before you drink it? I just put it in a blender. Just take a yolk, put it in the blender.
Okay.
And then blend it up. And then if you want to add like some MCT powder or something like that. But it's a great way, especially if you don't like raw yolk. Like, it's a great way to get all those vitamins and stuff like that. Alan said, no Purell on chicken feet. Haha. Did you know the hand sanitizers only work when they are wet? Otherwise, no.
Interesting.
Honestly, those hand sanitizers are garbage. That's another thing I think is hysterical that are all disappearing. We needed some for church, and you looked on Amazon, everything is sold out, and then they're upcharging everything. They wanted $300 for the stand for the dispenser without the dispenser. That stand is normally like $60.
So, yeah.
But most of them are mostly water.
I was talking to somebody.
You make your own with aloe vera gel and alcohol.
Yeah. So there's that.
Or use Everclear.
But I was talking to somebody yesterday, and just make sure you're getting some, sauerkraut and some fermented foods into your diet, because with this push for like getting rid of all of the bacteria, you're probably getting rid of some of your healthy bacteria also.
Yeah, people complain about sucralose. Like, oh, sucralose can kill healthy gut bacteria. So does Purell.
Yeah, so if we're really making sure we get like 1,000 pumps a day of that.
All I know is this. I almost never get sick. So I think that lends to my statement of like, Rachel's always like, you have to wash everything. Like, oh, wait a second. What are you doing? Like, you haven't washed your cup in a day. Hey, I'm all about pick up that bacteria a little bit.
God made dirt, and dirt don't hurt.
It fell on the ground, like 5-second rule. I'm going to eat it. I don't get sick.
More than 5 seconds, though.
It's
more than 5 seconds.
But I don't get sick.
Sometimes it's an inappropriate amount of time.
No, seriously, if you do need a hand sanitizer, get some Everclear. If you can't find any and you want some, go get some Everclear, which is better than using regular alcohol.
Christopher said, did my package make it without getting ruined?
We have to go pick it up right now.
There's a package?
Yes.
At the post office?
Yes. Sylvia said, Dear Rachel, I made chicken liver hearts and gizzards pate. You're going to love it. I do have some chicken, I have some chicken liver, and we're going to make Nisha and Kim Howerton's recipe for a pate. And Kim Howerton said it's like very buttery. So like
I have hope for
when
this.
You put it in your refrigerator, she's like, it kind of gets hard and stuff, but it's loaded with butter. So it's chicken liver and lots of butter.
I feel like that's the
It's like
best
a
hope
mousse.
for this.
It's like a mousse.
Oh my gracious, great day, Mr. Keith. Thank you so much. He says, sorry I didn't give enough last time. You guys deserve much more than I can afford. Keep up the great work and never lose
Thank
the
you
passion.
so much for that super
gracious,
chat. Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you.
A Keto Mom said, Joe, where can Steven and I get chicken skins? Publix won't sell them or give them to us. I used to get them at Penn Dutch. At Penn Dutch.
Rest in
there
peace.
What you want to do, go to your local butcher. I don't know, maybe Doris's. I haven't tried Doris's.
Yeah,
but go to a local butcher and just say, hey, like I'm looking for some chicken skins. Any butcher that like sells boneless, skinless chicken breasts will normally do it.
Yeah, there's some butchers that are making like sausages. Where was that place that we found? They might have it. It was like a butcher that they make their own sausage. It was like a Polish butcher.
Remember.
We'll find it.
Sylvia said, oh, and there's some pork belly in that pate as well. Yummy. Shonda said, we asked the butcher counter at our local store and they ordered them in. Constance said, I tempura mine's a bit. I add almond milk and perfect keto collagen and stevia in mine.
If you're putting the egg in it, yeah.
Ed said, Chris said, Joe, stop talking. You're cutting into his crowd. Oh, that's right. They're live streaming right now.
Oh, my goodness.
We're almost done.
We're almost done. Sorry about that, Mr. Chris.
Rhonda said, thanks so much. Never looked at Walmart. May never have thought they would sell that. Hardly ever shop there. Yeah, I didn't know that either, except for we had gone to Walmart for something. And whenever I go to Walmart, I go down the meat aisle. We don't buy most of our meat there. But when we go down the meat aisle, I always look to see, is there anything on like that super, super clearance, you know, because
something that says special.
Like they'll put their burgers
special.
And stuff like that.
You deserve special meat.
That's my other thing that I've gotten is I'm down to the point where if I'm not buying pasture raised, you know, or grass-fed beef, like from a local farmer or from someplace like White Oak Pastures, I'm just going to the regular. I'm stopped with the like $6 that's coming from Australia kind of stuff.
Yeah, I was so surprised about that. Just shocked.
Yep. Slapstick said, oh no, you haven't gotten the package yet. It had cold stuff. I doubt it's still cold. Don't worry about it.
It's all right.
It's inside of a nice cold place. It got delivered after they closed to them, and then when we got to them, it was closed.
I'm so excited. We got a package.
Yeah. Sheila said, I told her it was coming and that it was going to be cold, so she said she would take care of it. Sheila said, I love your hair, your hairstyle, Rachel.
Thank you. I'm just letting it grow. I want to see, like, what can this collagen do? Like, how long can it be?
Let's see. Oh, okay. So Katie wrote, thanks to everybody involved in sharing that bacon recipe. My husband is officially hooked, getting more in the process and thinking about how great Christmas gifts this year.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah, so that was Christopher who started us on it.
Christopher, you're awesome.
I just got another pork belly that I'm going to start one today. You'll never want to buy bacon again.
You'll never want to buy bacon again. You can trim it, you can cut it as thin or thick as you want to.
We make it really thick, and then I'm happy with 2 slices.
It's really, really good, and it doesn't shrink up in the pan.
No.
It's that size. So, yeah. Cut yourself a Fred Flintstone-style bacon.
Ed said Chris didn't really say that. He just wanted to start something.
Oh, I know. I love Chris and Miriam. They actually got to go to Disneyland last week.
I said to him, Rachel wants to go to, I was texting him last night. I said, Rachel wants to go to Disneyland. He said, tell her to just keep going to Disney World. It's smaller.
I just want to say that I've been there. You know what I mean? Sometimes
Miriam ate their whole chicken leg. The turkey leg. She ate the whole one. I've never had one. I'm going to have to get one just to try because I actually found, a lot of the times.
I've had one, but it's like tendons.
But
maybe
a lot
I like
of
it better
those
now.
times, a lot of the times, all of those kind of things, like when you go buy the rotisserie chickens in Costco and stuff, they're pumped full of sugar water and maltodextrin. Like even the ones in Costco, we'll get it once in a while in an emergency, but they do have a lot of maltodextrin and dextrose and stuff like that. And Disney World, surprisingly, if you go look, they're not treating them with anything. They're just smoked turkey leg. No sugar, no maltodextrin, no dextrose, no nothing.
And those are some happy turkeys. Have you seen the size of those things? I know. It's like a dinosaur they got it off of. Crazy.
Sylvia wrote, I have pork belly curing in the fridge right now. I made some Canadian style last week.
Oh, nice. So. She also, Miriam sent me a picture of from Up, the grape soda.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. There was like a towel on it, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, they're making terrible decisions here." Grape. I was like,
Okay, so it's been an hour and 20 minutes, which is probably shorter than any time we've ever filmed Keto on the Couch.
I know. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning. Don't forget that Autumn is live streaming her wedding tonight at 7 o'clock if you want to check that out.
And we do want to thank, once again, Perfect Keto for sponsoring this week's Keto on the Couch. And again, this is not from them, but we're going to do a giveaway because we do have a lot of it. You're going to have your choice of either a keto collagen or a MCT powder, your choice of chocolate, vanilla, or salted caramel.
Because we get them all.
We'll pick the winner on next week's Keto on the Couch. All you need to do is when you're done with this, in about 10 minutes after the end of this, go over, if you're watching on the replay, you can just do it on this itself, but go over to the replay, leave a comment. You have to live in the continental United States, unfortunately.
Sorry.
Leave a comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. And then we'll draw from the comments on next week's Keto on the Couch.
And before we leave, I just want to say happy anniversary. Because it's anniversary that we share with you guys.
Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you, sir. happy anniversary. I'm going to shake your hands, even
You
though
know,
you may have the coronavirus.
When I
It's
came
fine.
up with this idea a year ago, she looked at me and she goes, "That is the stupidest idea I've ever heard."
You crazy, okay? You crazy.
And you guys have made this our most watched weekly video.
You make every single Monday a beautiful, happy event instead of Monday being like a chore. So thank you for that. We love you so much. And we're just excited about the future.
On to 10,000.
What will it look like in another year?
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for being part of our lives, for being with us, for sharing our videos. It's been a joy. We're excited to watch this channel continue to grow, to watch our family grow. A lot of you guys are actually going on the cruise with us. I can't believe
wait.
that you're
Vacationing
going on that
with
cruise
you
us.
guys, that's
going to be so much fun.
super fun.
So you have until March 31st to be able to save $75 on the registration fee too. So if you're interested, you can go over to Low Carb Events, and Chris has a link to the cruise if you're
And
interested.
again, we're not a part of the cruise.
We're not a part of the cruise. We're just going
to
go. So it'll be fun. So guys, thank you so much. Please make sure you hit that little like button down on the bottom.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the little bell icon, and that way every single time we upload a new video, you'll be alerted to it.
Until next week, guys.
Bye.